With this car, we're going to show you how we can make 1,000 wheel horsepower without opening the engine and make it live.
All the time, and through my phone I'm scrolling, playing my line. Off that drink it's hard to focus. Seems like I'm always chosen by romantics that are hopeless.
This car's from Qatar. We're going to be sticking an LSD into it. Our Stage 2 Plus, which is injectors, fuel pumps, and tuning it on E99. So this will be around 1,000 wheel, stock engine, stock clutch, and stock turbos. E99 is 99% ethanol. So 1% could be water, could be anything, but 99% ethanol. So a little bit better than E85 because obviously ethanol runs cooler or burns cooler. For half mile and longer runs, it keeps the combustion charge cooler. Keeps the engine away from knock. So if you want a max effort car on a stock engine, what you need to do is you need to keep the engine away from knock. If you can keep that engine far away from knock, you can make a lot of power. It's a 2022, so it's already got clutch speeder upgrade. We'll be putting the Toyo 1R tires on there as well because it's got R888Rs on there at the moment, but we find the Toyo 1R tires much better. This car will show you how far we can push the stock engine when the right ingredients are used to build the car. So our stock turbo record currently sits at 1,015. That was on an engine, fully built engine with Blue Pro. So Blue Pro is like 85% ethanol, 5% nitrometh, and 10% random chemicals they use to keep that stuff together. On E99, I'm expecting a smidge over 1,015. Maybe I'm being a little bit optimistic, but yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm going to show you guys how to keep a stock engine alive at 1,000 wheel horsepower. So one of the things that I love about my workshop, I'm actually so proud of it, is being able to put the cars on charge whilst we're working on them. It's such a big problem with McLaren's because, as you know, they have a lithium-ion battery which lasts two weeks, 3 weeks. So yeah, whenever we're working on a car is straight on the trickle chargers. So we're going to drop the engine out. Whilst we've got the engine out, we're going to do the SAI delete, ISG delete. We're going to fit a wave crack diff. We're going to upgrade the injectors, fit turbo inlets, air filters, probably some stuff that I'm missing, but I'll go through it again with you guys. We're tuning for 95, 98 and E99. So on 95 and 98, we're going to be pretty relaxed with power wise. We're not going to push for numbers because the whole idea is, and how you make an engine live, is keeping it away from knock. So if you can keep an engine away from knock, that means that peak cylinder pressure when combustion is optimal is actually very low. I know I already said it, but stock engine 1,100 wheel horsepower, that's what we're aiming for. Now, keeping cylinder pressure low and all that is all fine and well, but the weakest link on this engine is the head studs. So you can make the engine live, you can make the connecting rods live, but unfortunately the weakest link on the engine is the stock head studs. They start lifting around 1,100 wheel, so that is our limit for the stock engine. You unfortunately can't go above 1,100 wheel. We've never done a car on E99 before. It's always E85 or E50. Remember, before we came along, there was no fueling solution for the McLaren's. There was no good fueling solution, like they all sucked. But with our fueling upgrades, we're able to make more power. And remember, the more fuel you can supply to the engine, not only is it more power you can make, but it's also safer. So richer is cooler and safer, which is why E99 is safer than an E85 because, you know, it burns cooler and you can go richer with it.
We get aggressive, you be undressing, making a mess, cleaning it up when we done. I got a serious question. Hop on the jet, probably don't call, I'm a text. Hop in my car, get wet.
Alright, so we have the engine now out of the 1,000 wheel horsepower stock engine car that we're going to be doing. As you can see, we've already started stripping all of the stock components off the car. Quick overview, we have the coils out, we have the injectors out, we have the inlets off. We've also taken off the differential. This is a 2022 car, so 2022 720s have already got a factory fitted catch can which we fit on the older models when we are upgrading them. And it's also got a Senna oil pump. So it's factory fitted, it's not something that we need to upgrade. We also have pulled off the secondary air injection system, the intake sound generator system. We've pulled the plugs out, ready for all of the new components to go back in. So this engine we will not be tearing down. We will not be upgrading the connecting rods. We're going to make it live. We have the stock components over here that we've started stripping. So these are the injector rails. So the 720s have got 2 injectors per cylinder, which is really handy for us tuning, because more fuel, more power. If you're working on a 720, any McLaren actually, any 4-litre McLaren, always check this fuel rail pressure sensor. We've noticed that on quite a few McLarens it's loose from the factory, so always snug this up. We're going to rip the injectors out of here, drop the upgraded injectors in. We've got the plugs out here, the coils as well. So this is again the stock coil, and the upgraded parts are here. So this build is going to be getting upgraded coils, a fresh set of stock spark plugs. These are our custom SAI blanks and our intake sound generator blanking plate as well. We have our turbo inlets. It's going to get an oil and filters, general service item. It's getting new blow-off valves, a wave track differential, upgraded bearings, our twin fuel pump kit. So we take the McLaren Senna fuel pump, which is already an OEM twin fuel pump kit. We take the Senna fuel pump top hat, a McLaren Elva fuel controller, and a custom wiring loom, and drop that in. So when you drop that into the fuel tank, you've got OEM like fuel pressure control, and you don't need to worry about any leaks because it uses the stock fittings, the stock push lock connectors. We don't like to mess around too much with the fueling system. It needs to be OEM level of reliability. This is the ECU that's came back from M Engineering. We send it to them for a one-time unlock. They put the M Tuner suite on there, then they send it back to us. We have the upgraded injector harness for the 1050 XDS injectors. That'll be enough to run it on E99. But yeah, I'm really excited for this build. We're going to take it half-mile racing in the winter, probably crack off a 200 mile an hour half-mile. I think it will do it. If not 200, definitely 195, over 195 for sure. Some of the other trick stuff that we do whilst we're building these is we swap out the clutch oil for something that can hold a bit more torque. That allows us to really push the stock clutch. We also run custom software now on the TCU. That allows us again to run more torque on the stock clutch. So there's a lot of trick stuff that we do that we don't disclose. Again, that makes the setups more reliable, and it allows us to make power which is otherwise unheard of on this platform. You know, making it is easy, but making it last is not easy. It requires a thorough understanding of the engine, the setup, its weak points, and the combustion efficiency. With this car, we're going to show you how we can make 1,000 wheel horsepower without opening the engine and make it live. Everyone always talks about another interesting point. Everyone always talks about plug gaps. Another one for you guys. You guys can go in, maybe do some research on this, but a bigger plug gap makes more power, not less power. So the next time you pull your spark plug out to gap it down, you should try and understand why a bigger spark plug gap makes more power. You lose power when you plug your gaps.